Hello everybody, my name is Kenneth Orlans. Welcome back to my channel. This is my second Kaisan Bukushi Taisen video. In this video, I want to do a walkthrough for first time users of this website. So I'm going to walk through the play from the beginning when you're still fighting against the bots during the tutorial until you can start to play against real players. Because sometimes people are confused. Okay, let's do a game start, and first we need to sign in with Google or Apple account. I have Google account, and then the game will load. This. The first thing you need to do is to click the three lines here on the top right, because this is in Japanese. And on the left side, well, this is probably close with my camera, but there are four lines. This is the first. This is the first display, this is the second display, and this is the third display. This is the fourth, but just don't touch the fourth. It's clear cage. On the third row, or the third option, you need to click this and change it to English and then click this. Okay, now everything is in English. Now you can start to enter your bravery code first. And I have my bravery code here, so I just use it. Okay, so these are the list of things that you get based on what your bravery code has according to the pre-event that you have done. Okay, you get the warlords and everything, plus you get the DP. Okay, and we can also enter 6 redeem codes by the time this video is recorded. There are 6 codes available, and the game in the bugs like that sometimes. So very good. So this is it, and then change the I to X, and then change the X to B. Now repeat everything, but the 2 change it to 1. Okay, so 6 codes have redeemed, and now there is nothing else you can click except battle, so you need to click the battle. This is against bot, only a practice, a tutorial. You haven't fought real players yet. And the display here, the template is like a plus, it's 10 but in Spanish. And you need to reach 1 first. 1 is like a minus symbol. And after that, after you have reached content 1, after you win that 1, you start competing with players. Just click everything. Okay, you have unlimited time because this is tutorial. And then this, well, you can read this if you want. This is like the rock, paper, and scissors of the game. Spearman defeats cavalry, cavalry defeats archer, archer defeats spearman. This is on a basic logic in which they have the same level of power. Later on I will talk about power or force in this game, but if the cavalry have thrice the power or force of the spearman, then the cavalry can win. But if they have the same level of force, then the spearman will win. I will mute the game for the time being. And this is the total cost you get per turn. You have 3, and you can use it to buy any warlords with the maximum of 3. So for example, I can do this combination, or for example this combination, it's up to me. A total maximum of 3 per turn. If let's say you choose this one and this one, then you cannot buy the other because the cost is over. The cost is 2.5 here, and the half will be used on the next turn. Remember, there are 3 turns in this game, so if you still have remaining cost in your final turn, then it's gone. You have no use for anything. But let's say for this time, I want to do this combination. I want to use all 3 costs. Okay. Now we can arrange the formation. You can just put it any way you like. Well, there is strategy, but this time we focus more on the walkthrough. So the spearmen, if you see, these are the spearmen, Sun Jing, Su Chang, Liu Bei, or spearmans. You see that they have this thing called spear walls, the sharp things, the red one. It's the spear walls. If the opponent's cavalry that has the icon of a horse charge towards these spear walls, then they will receive a lot of damage for themselves because they are charging using speed towards the spear wall, which hurts them, not damage the spearman like that. So the first tutorial is just one round. It is finished. Now, this symbol here is 9. So we are at rank 9 from rank 10. And we get one free warlord. Okay, that warlord is called Li Tong. Now we need to battle again. This time we have different beginning deck. So it's called. If you see here, on the bottom left, there is now cavalry units, the horse units, while the opponent's using archer units. You can also click here to check regarding the data. This one has force and intelligence. As all cards have the same similar display, you can see the cost, and the most important thing is the condition. So the cards can activate special skill or special effect. For example, this one, it's the Overlord Core, raise attack of Wei allies within the area. And the condition is you have to have 2 Wei Warlord units in a deck. What is Wei? So basically, if you see here, there is the color, right? This one is red. This one is also red. And the red means Wei. Well, for example, this one, it's blue. Blue is called Wu. It's the country. So they are differentiated in country and there are also rarity. But I will discuss on this later. For the time being, we just try to walk through this game. And as we can see here, there is also the green one. The green one here, the green color is the Su kingdom. There are 3 main kingdoms and the other one is the gray color, but the gray is considered as a neutral faction, so we call it. So it's the faction that is not from these big 3 kingdoms. You can also click this to see more news, but for English speakers, I don't think it helps. And so if you remember that this one has an activation condition of 7 red colored units. And currently we already have 2 red colored units. So try to have as much as red colored units as you can as time went on. So for example, this we still gathered 4, and this means we already gathered 4 out of 7 needed to activate this Overlord Core stratagem, which is not activated in this turn yet, but this one, it needs 4 Warlord units in a deck, and we already have 4. So this skill is activated. Raise on attack. For this one, we need 5 red colored units. So this is not yet activated. The greatly increase on attack blah 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 not yet activated. And for this one, activated already because already have 4 Warlord units in a deck. We raise on attack and move speed. So we will see the animation. Okay, take a look at Cao Cao. Well, the other cavalry, we can see clearly, but Cao Cao, we can only see the shadows. This is an ambush state. As soon you will see when it connects with the opponent, because currently the opponent cannot see our Cao Cao. Nah, this is the ambush. So ambush will deal a lot of damage to the opponent, but it is also based on the difference between the intelligence. So Cao Cao has 10 intelligence here. The force of Cao Cao is 7 and the 10 here is the intelligence. Cao Cao and all other ambush units will deal damage to the opponent based on the intelligence difference. So they will deal ambush damage based on the intelligence difference. If the opponent is more intelligent or smarter than the ambush unit, then the damage is minimal or even no damage at all. And now we are going to 8 rank. This is 8 in Japanese. Okay. Now we need to press battle again. This time we get the blue units with one of them archer and the other one is cavalry, while the opponent is a combination of the green and also red color, while all of them are spearmen. Okay, so now, well, you can read this if you want. The whole point is that archer defeats spearmen. We click OK. And remember, once again, the total cost must be 3. You can see here, this is 1.5. This is also 1.5. Or if you want, you can mix a combination of other ones, 3 of them. So let's say I want to do this, but you can also check here. There are additional skills, the cost, the force, the intelligence, and the activation condition, and then the stratagem. A lot of data is displayed. Let's say I want to choose this, just because I want to maximize the 3 costs and getting as many as units as possible. For example, I want to do this formation, and this one, let's see here, it needs 7 Wu Warlord. Wu is the blue colored units, and currently, how many blue do we have? 1, 2, 3, only 3, while the other 2 are red. So, as you can see here, this is 3 out of 7, in which this skill is not activated. Or stratagem, sorry, I'm used to saying skills. While this one, 4 warlord units activated. This one also activated. This one also activated. This one also activated. So now let's proceed first for the time being. This is still part of the tutorial. We have a long tutorial. Look, if the spearmen have spear walls, if you set the cavalry, as time went on, it has charge. There is like the red aura, if you see. It's the charge, so it will deal charge damage towards the opponent. And if the opponent has a spear wall activated, then the one who charged will get the damage. But if you rewind this video, you will see that Sun Jian, this one, actually gives damage to that spearman. Why? Because archer units, when they attack spearman, they will cancel out the spear wall, in which your cavalry can charge to that spearman and the spearman will receive the damage. So the strategy is going around here, and now we are at rank 7 and we get another free unit. Now this time you can build a deck, a beginning deck. You click here and you will see for starting cards. And now if you question yourself, I played the Telegram game, I played the pre-event, why I only have 4 units here? It's okay, this is just a display for the time being. You can just click anything you want. You click deploy with a maximum of 4. Click on edit, don't forget it's to save. You click OK and then you click back to deck. Now everything you have will be displayed. Okay. And now how to edit this? You can remove the cards by clicking here, and then you can click any cards you want with the maximum of 4. So if you only want this only, you click deploy. You can edit. It's okay if you want, but it's not recommended. It's recommended to have a total cost of 4. And let's say in this video, I want to do this combination. Liu Bei, Pang Tong, and also Liao Hua. Okay. Let's click edit to save with the total cost of 4. And we cannot click the others yet for the time being, so we need to click battle. This is still against bots. This is still part of the tutorial. Nah, this is the thing that I mentioned about the gray units, the neutral faction. If you see here, it's gray, while our units are all green. So we are playing the Shu faction. And here, if you can see, raises the attack of Shu allies, but you need 7 Shu warlord. We already have 3, so in this strategy, our objective is to quickly get 7 units as quick as possible. And now there is time in this round. The time is ticking. So let's just try to click units. You can move anywhere you want. Plus, if you want to undo, you can click this and re-click anywhere you want to start. You can choose any place. And why am I choosing this green color tiles? Because it will guarantee you to get green units which suitable to activate this condition. So there are different kind of tiles. This tile will guarantee you to get archer, but it can be from any kingdom, from any color. This one will guarantee you to get gray units. This one will guarantee you to get red units. And for example, this will guarantee you to get this exact character. Well, for this one, you will be guaranteed to get exactly 1.5 cost unit, but it can be from any kingdom and from any type of unit. This one gives you random. Now let's say click OK, and we will get random. But as you can see, this one, this tree will be fixed to be kingdom from the green color. And let's say I want to, oh, this is not lucky because I cannot choose more than one, if you see. So I choose this one, the most expensive one. And if we see here, the Liu Bei will have still 4 units out of 7. Remember, you need to have 7 green colored units to activate this condition. But currently you only have 4. This one is not activated. This one, you need 6 warlord. From any color, it's okay. But we only still have 4. So this skill also not activated. This one also only have 4, not activated. This one only have 4 also out of 5, not yet activated. So this round, we do not have any skills activated. So let's say I want to put them in the far left. We click to battle, and the auto battle will come to play. So the opponent here, they have the sword unit. The Niu Fu is a sword unit. Lady Lu also sword unit. Liu Sun also sword unit. So sword unit are infantry. They are not they are not a part of the rock paper scissors. Like the spearman defeats cavalry, cavalry defeats archer, archer defeats spearman. But they are still part of the game. They are like the balance unit. So now each of us is dealing 6 damage. 6 damage is calculated based on your power. So this one has 2 power, 2 power. Xiaoyun has 8 power, not 7. 7 is the intelligence. It is not used to calculate the damage. But beside the force, we also need to see if the unit has siege skill. So let's see Liu Bei here. He has a siege skill. So he will deal more damage towards the castle compared to another unit that has the same force, for example 6 force, but no siege skills. Okay, so Liu Bei will damage more compared to that kind of units. Okay, so let's try to find more green units. And this one here is a besieger unit. Let me show you. Okay, so the besieger unit is a weapon. It's like a siege weapon, and it will directly charge toward the opponent castle without attacking the opponent's units. When it connects, it will deal massive damage to the opponent's castle. But since it is not so fast, I will just choose this to show you. And since it is not too fast, be careful. It can die before even attacking anything. So let's choose this too. And Liu Bei skill is still not yet activated. We need one more. While this Xiaoyun skill is already activated, we have 5 Su already in the deck. Currently we have 6. So 5 here means minimal. If you have more, it is still activated. It is okay. This one also already have 6 Warlord. This have 6. This have already 6 activated. And this one have 4. Okay. So let's say we do this. And okay, let's talk about ambush again. Some units have ambush, just like Cao Cao in several minutes ago I show you. This one, Pang Tong, also have ambush. So Pang Tong have 9 intelligence. Let's say Pang Tong charge into this New Fu. The intelligence is only 2. Then New Fu will directly die because the difference of the intelligence is far. Okay. And if you see here, the 3 blue character units from the opponent, it's the position from last round, the previous round. And this round, they might change their position and they might add new warlords or new characters into this round. So this is only just to tell you what the round was, what the previous round was, but it can totally change. So if now you see 3 blue opponents, and in the next turn they increase the number of warlord the opponent has, don't be shocked, because this is just a reference from the previous round. And we can also move our units, even the previous round units if you want. But I choose to stay in this formation. And let's go to battle. Okay, as you can see, there are 4 opponents that we can see with the quotient added. While the opponent can also have some ambush unit. But not in this case, because this is just a tutorial. The opponent doesn't use any ambush unit. But you cannot see the opponent's ambush unit at the start of the game, as your opponent cannot see your ambush unit also. So they can see your ambush unit when your ambush unit already connect and damages an opponent. Okay, now the skills occurs here and there. If you notice, the Xiaoyun charges to an enemy with a spear wall, while Xiaoyun is a cavalry that charges, why the Xiaoyun doesn't receive the spear wall damage? Because specifically for Xiaoyun, he has a skill that negates the spear wall effect from the opponent. So he still gives the charge effect, but that is only for Xiaoyun. Okay. Now we are giving the damage, and look, the opponent's health, the castle is 0, and we win the game in round 2. So there is a maximum of 3 rounds, but if you can already win in round 1 or round 2, then game is finished. Now we are going to the 6th rank. We still need to win several more times before we are able to face real people. Now let's say I want to use this username, and now we have access to the deck, warlord card, merchant, and private match. Let me show you a little bit the deck. You know, you can choose any combination of warlord with a total cost of 4. And in the warlord card, you can also see all of the cards that you have. So for example here, you can click this switch one. If you want, you can click on this one, this one, this one, this one, the translation, the card, and you can see the skills here. You click the search bar and it will show you the different kinds of skills a character may have, the cost, the force, the intelligence, the unit type, and then the archer special, the cost awakening, how to do a cost awakening, and how to level up this. You need to do awakening. And this one, you need to consume 1 awakened warlord card. How to awaken a card? For the time being, you need to go to merchant and then do a gacha here, draw card packs. This will use real money. Okay, for the time being, there is no such thing as using in-game asset to purchase this. No, you must use real money. You buy it from the orb, and you need to click no if you're not from Japan, and I assume you're not from Japan because this is an English video. There are many kinds of orbs. Let's say if you buy this 1,500, then you can click this once, And once you click this, you will get 5 random cards with a 10% chance of getting super rare or cards with the gold color on the right side. I will talk about the rarity later, but you can click this if you want to see the different kinds of probability of cards that you can get. There is the code exchange pack, but I don't use this. Not all people get this. You probably also have Awakened Soul pack if you already purchase using real money and use the Awakened Soul to awaken your Warlord here. So you use the Awakened Warlord card to awaken your card. You will get 20 Rainbow Orb. And the Rainbow Orb, you can collect them up to 650 and you can do this gacha once. You will definitely get Awakened Super Rare. Okay, this is the probability, and the Warlord Soul Pack is the thing you might mostly have. You can see the lineup here. What can you get? This is not Awakened, meaning you cannot level it up. And if you see here, the max is 10 per round, and let's say I want to consume 3, let's say. I can purchase this, and it will give me 3 random cards. If you get the same cards here, then you only get converted into Warlord Soul again. So you will get less amount of Warlord Soul so that you can use to Warlord Soul pack again. So you can draw again. So let's say you already have all cards. This is not all cards, but there are way more than this. If you already have all the cards available from the display here, from the lineup, if you already have all of this, there is no use to click this because duplicates cannot be used to level up your cards from this blue pack. You can only level up from this pack or from this pack because this use real money. And if the free cards you get, you cannot use that for level up. Okay, that's just a reminder. And then what more to talk? The private match, you can choose any code and you can play with your friend there. And let's see here, you can choose the filter and sort. You can sort it based on the dynasty, rarity, cost, level, attack, intelligence, or card pack. And first of all, I want to explain not just the color but also the rarity. You look at this one, the color is red, but it has a gold circle. The gold circle means super rare. And then this one, it's silver, it's rare. This one, it's black, it's uncommon. Well, for the last one, for example, this one, it's white, it's common. So, besides having a color here, the red, blue, or green, they also have the rarity. Okay. And of course, you know now the cost, the yellow circle, the cost, and then force, intelligence. I've taught about all of this already. And you can, for example, you can search what are the cards that have 2.5 cost that you have. You can search it from here. You can read and do such things. And now let's say we want to exhibition again. This is still against bot. Okay, not yet against real players. So bear with me. This is a walkthrough video. Okay. Let's say I want to do this. Look here, the normal amount of movement you can have is 5 per turn and you can start from anywhere you want. But if cards have the march ability, then you will get one more tile to move on the next turn. This cannot be carried over if you have, for example, you only choose to have 4, then the 1 will not be carried over. But if you have cards with the march ability, for each march you get this round, it will be 1 additional movement tile for the next round only. And if you have it in your starting deck, then your first turn, you will have the march already activated, and you will get 6 movement. If you have 1 Mars, take note of that. So you will get 1 movement for the first turn. And it's not for every turn, okay? Only 1 turn after you set it in your deck. So let's see, no cards have much, I think. Yes, this one is an ambush. This one, okay. Let's choose this one. Okay, let's see again at Zhao Yun. So his skill was activated on the last game. Raises on attack and movement speed. Neutralizes counterattack damage from Spearman. This is what I'm talking about. So the Spear Wall doesn't affect this Zhao Yun. Okay, now let's just play the game. And if the opponent's formation is always like this, so horizontal, and they are always at the back of the line, and it starts from the most right from our view to the left, it will definitely be against bot. It's always their strategy. It's always like that. I want to drink for a while. So round 1 consists of 30 seconds, round 2 35 seconds, round 3 40 seconds. After the round ends, even though you still have remaining alive units, the round ends. After the time ends. Let's move here, 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 and here. Okay, let me choose this and this. By the way, you can move back to the tile that you have been to, but you will not receive any gacha. Probably I can show you after this. Let's say I want to do this formation. The opponent, if it's bot, they will only add 1 new character per round, and the cost is probably just 1, if I'm not mistaken. Eugene here is 1, and probably the next round also only 1 unit with the cost of 1. While you will get 3 costs per turn. So it's just for, tutorial guide. So it's like you will win because first the cost is very different, and also they don't use any strategy. They just put it on a horizontal line. No strategy at all. So these are the skills that are activated. So now we're dealing massive damage for this tutorial. We can probably win this turn. I don't need to go to the final turn. Yeah, I think so. Oops, I think it's close. Yeah, it's close. I don't win. Let's move here, here, here. Okay, let's say for this turn, I want to go back. Oops, oh, I cannot go back to the. Okay. Let's say I want to go back here. You have already navigated to this place before. You will unable to acquire any warlord from that one base. So let's say we choose this. We don't get any warlord from it. You can see here. And let's go here. Okay, let's click OK. So I will only get 4, as you can see. Okay. Now I want to change my formation. I want to go like this, like this. they add another 1 cost unit here, the Xiaohu UAG, the 6-7. So now the Liu base skill is activated, which add force to our unit. That's why our unit quickly become very strong, because we already have at least 7 Su or green colored units. We have reached our aim of collecting the green units in this game, and we have activated Liu base skill, the most important skill in our strategy. Okay, target strike. We win. Now we are at rank 5. If the opponent doesn't have season ranking, season fit, then it's bot, definitely bot. Let's start from here. Okay. Remember, you can carry over the remaining unused unit. So next turn I'll have 4 cost to spend. The ambush happens, which is dead. Oh, the base is dead. The opponent already target strike my units in my castle. Okay, now if you see here, there is the sparks, while the non-spark is target strike. The spark one is provocation, if you see several seconds ago. So the provocation will deal more damage than the target strike, because it's at the center of the castle. It deals more damage that way. Oh no, we cannot use both. Okay, if you can see here, the 1 cost is added to here for this turn. This is hard. But since it's just against bot, then I'm okay with leaving several costs for the final turn. Okay, let's just continue. This target strike occurs, and now the sparking one, the provocation occurs. This is what I'm talking about. More damage compared to if that character is doing the target strike. So if you can, uh, try to aim for the center of the castle. Now let's move here. Okay, we don't do it. Oops. I think blue base not activated. Yes. We need one more. So we failed to activate blue base condition. This one it needs 3 infantry unit. We have none. So still is not activated. This one need the blue 5 blue color unit. We only have one. So no, not activated. Final turn 40 seconds. The range for archer units means that they can shoot from way further from the opponent, so they do not need to get as close as possible, but they can just shoot from afar. Okay, we win again this round. We are at rank 4. We need several more wins until we can finally reach playing rank. So bear with me. Another game, another bot. I want to carry over that cost. Now I want to go in the middle. Ooh, the archers are very hurtful. You be died. The ambush, look, this is 5, this is 7. The damage is very minimal because the one who ambushed is not as smart as the one who is being attacked, being ambushed. So it can happen. So I lose this round against the bot, but I don't think they have enough time to siege my castle. So even a loss like this can be considered a draw for this round because no damage is dealt to my castle. Let's go here. Value base skill is activated. I want to end this quick. Liu Bei skill add 6 force for all of your green colored unit, the Su ones. Liao Hua adds 2 power, force, to units that cost less than 2. So 1 or 1.5 cost will receive 2 additional force. Pang Tong will interrupt the opponent by reducing their force by 1 and also reduce their movement speed by a lot. If the besieger that is already slow gets Pang Tong's debuff or reduced movement speed, then it's like a statue, it moves very slowly. And look, if the siege besieger connects, it will deals a lot of damage. Very, very a lot of damage. Especially if it's in the middle. Now you can see here how much damage it deals. Okay. Look, it's a lot. Okay, let's say I don't want to use the owl. And I just want to use this. To make things good. Because they only use archers and Xiaoyun will obliterate them all. Okay, we will. We are getting closer to rank, real rank. And also characters that have appeared once will never appear again in that one game. So if this one already appeared, right, but you choose not to choose this one, it will not appear anymore in that game until the end of the game. So Zhuge Liang or this one, Zhuge Liang is very smart. He has 10 intelligence, and the ambush will deal a lot of damage. So ambush mainly is calculated from the difference of the intelligence, but force also has a minor effect, not a lot of effect, but it is impacted also from the difference in force. Okay, now let's search for more green color. Oops. Look, although spearmen based on the rock paper scissors defeats cavalry, but our cavalry has 11 force, while the opponents are very low force, have very low force. So we are winning. Plus, Xiaoyun is not affected against the spear wall, so it says a lot. Now we are on to the final turn. Let's choose this one. The final turn usually have a lot of skills going on, so it's like the grandest skill of battle. Zhang Fei died because she's not intelligent enough. then there's Wulan, Suncheon. Now we all charge to the opponent's castle with Zhuge Liang doing a provocation. Okay, we win. Now we're up to rank 2, and in a few more games we will reach the rank. These two lines means 2. You can, sorry, it's already expired. There was a few deck there and you can take it to check your deck. Now we are facing against Horseman, so using Spearman is suited for this game to make it quicker. Okay, we see a lot of green tiles. Let's see here. Okay, let's start from this. We have 4 green cards to choose from. Let's choose this to make things quick, and also this one. And I want to put it here, and then here, and then here, here. I want to full charge to the middle if I can. Look, there was the writing heavy blow because the spearman reflects the charge of the cavalries. So the cavalries who's charging actually are the ones who receive the damage. That's the fun of this game. If you are able to place your units correctly, then you can win this game and make a big difference. Okay, now all of us are charging to the middle with all of them doing a provocation damage. We can win this game in round 2, I assume. Okay, we deal so many damage in just round 1. We're hoping to get 2 more Su units. We get 3, very nice. Now all of our skills are activated. Even this one that needs 8 warlords is activated. Recovers health beyond max for all Su allies. So this unit doesn't require 8 Su units, but 8 any units. However, the effect is just for the Su allies. Need to take that into consideration. This one is not. You can just win this quickly and finish this walkthrough video as soon as possible. The charge damage is so huge. Okay, we win this round. Now we are at rank 1 from the tutorial rank. So the next battle, oh wait, before that you can, you can okay. It's you're still against AI, so it's good to display. This is the final time you face against AI, and after this, you will face real players. There's not a lot of green tiles, but let's try out of this. Ah, let's try. Something between kind of glitches. Okay, let's try this. Ooh, it's not good. You cannot maximize all because the opponent is using Spearman as well, so I can go into the middle is the good option. If you're good with your placement like this, you can reduce the force of so many opponents, and it can change the course of the game. I lose this one. Look, I get 6 progress here. Why? Because one of the cards that I recruited last round, Chang Fei, this one, has a March skill. So for the next round after it is being recruited, I will get one more progress. But only for one round. So I can get this and this plus this. Let's do it. Hmm, 150 this, Now I can attract the Fancho to only affect one of my unit, and this is a big difference between this round and last round. And I assume I will win this round by quite far. Well, I am able to affect all of the his its remaining units. Now I also get one more because one of these units have the match. See, the Zhangji. So not because of the Zhangfei, but because of the Zhangji. Okay, now to recruit all remaining green units. And let's put it here. This one here. Oops, this one has its skills activated. So the Liao Hua in my strategy this time is just to activate the opponent's effect without making it able to affect more of my units instead. And also the Zhang Song here. Well, the Pang Tong affects a lot of their units and this is good. They work really slow now. Now we officially finished the tutorial. As you can see now the season rank can be seen here 44914, and now this the plus sign and this one, but this time it's a chocolate template. Previously if you move back on the video it's like the white template. Now it's the chocolate or kind of almost black template. This one is your real rank starting from now. It's like the real player's rank, and you can play here exhibition and you will face real players. However, there is a ranking time in this game. So the ranking time is from 3 a.m. to 3 p.m. UTC plus 0 or Greenwich time. So if you are in Japan, UTC plus 8, then you will start rank from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Well, from 11 p.m. to 11 a.m., it's not ranked mode. And if you live in Indonesia, then it's UTC plus 7, probably, if you are in East Java. And you can play this game in rank mode from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. And now if you see my time here, it's 12:30 a.m. So I cannot play rank mode, but I will still play against real humans. You can click. Oh no, it's so fast. Okay. Now our real opponent is named Rai777. This is real now. He has all of the data here. Real human. Okay, the green color is spread. This is not good. but still doable. Let's try this. Okay, 5 enter this. Ooh, close. I want to go here, this one. But actually, yeah, this skill not activated, not activated, not activated, not activated. None of my units have their skill activated, so I try to avoid war as much as possible. Since now we are facing real players, we must wait for them to press to battle here. If we are playing against AI, they are always ready of course. Okay, now let's see their position. They put it in the middle, which I think will trigger combat here. Some of their 3 of their units have skills activated, and this is not good for us. Okay. Luckily, their strongest unit dies. Oh no, we get ambushed. But I think we're getting a hang of it. Yeah, we're winning because we have 2 units that ambush his strongest unit, and that's the big difference. Oh, sadly, we are not doing a provocation damage, just a target strike, but it's okay. We win this round. It's a good start for our game, and now we will focus to collect 7 green units in round 2. Okay, let's move here. If I move it here, I can go here. Oh, bad luck for us. We only have 6 now. The skill cannot be activated yet, but I think the opponent skill is probably activated. I don't know. But for the time being, let's keep on the same position. You can see that this is their last turns formation, and since it's not bot, then they can have any kind of various formation starting from now. If the bot, they will line horizontally just like that, just different units every game, but same exact formation. Okay, we get ambushed. Not so good, especially when Zhao got interrupted. I believe the opponents, yeah, they have activated the new base +6 effect, and we are definitely going to get obliterated in this round. It's bad luck. Ooh, tough luck. We get obliterated. This is why trying to activate new base ability as quick as possible is very important. On the gameplay, as the game went on, he will become a vanilla unit. He doesn't have any effect on his own during the game, but at the start of the battle is where he becomes very important. He's a very important supporting unit for the Green Kingdom. I don't think we are winning this game because of it, but let's see. I can go here, go here, go here. Okay. Only get one. Okay, now I can change my formation. Yep, he's doing the exact same formation, and hopefully my Chukaliang can deal a lot of damage to their units with the Thunderbolt's stratagem. I believe I will win this round, but I don't know if I will win the health difference. Okay, Chukaliang is already activated. Okay, now the Thunderbolt activates. Okay, heavy blow to a lot of units. He also deals Thunderbolt, but a lot of my units got the Thunderbolt actually. So this is not good for us. It hurts. Okay. Okay, we lose. There is no way to come back out of this difference in health. We win this round, but not in the overall health. Well, that's the luck part of this game. Sometimes if you don't get your combination going as quick as possible, then it can affect heavily on your whether you win the game or not. But it's part of the game and it's still fun for me. So it is what it is. We lose this game, but it's okay. We do not get our points reduced. Well, I don't have any points yet actually because it's still zero. But if you play in out of the rank time, well, you still have points, so it's okay. You will not get your points reduced, and it will not even be inputted in your statistics, the win and losses. So it's fine. You can chill. And that's all from this video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. I hope that you can have a great walkthrough also playing this game. Bye bye.